The destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody, we are back! 2018, ready to be popping, dancing it up. What? Welcome back to the Lethal Weapon After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I am your host, Alexis Torres. Happy New Year, everyone. Look at my lovely crew over here. We are back full panel.
We are back.
Yay! And of course, to my far left, we got Chaos J in the house.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man Chaos J back like I never left. I'm healthy. I'm happy.
Yes,
Let's
healthy.
get it. 2018.
Do it.
I know, right?
Let's go. Lethal Weapon.
2018. I just messed up on the papers. 2018 is Pietra Elise with Pietra Elise TV. You all know I'm here. Happy New Year.
We're doing it. All right. So let's jump into it because we have some very interesting thoughts about this episode. We know that sometimes the Lethal Weapon actors and actresses and writers watch our after show. So don't hate on us because we have it's just truth. It's just we love this show so much.
Coming from a place of love.
That's exactly what it is.
really
Just like the Murtaughs, you know, it's tough love. Just know that what's happening. Anyway, thank you guys for coming back. We have the live chat up. We've got Twitter open. Everything's here. We're ready to talk to you guys. Let's recap Funny Money. Here we go. So I'm gonna get it out of the way. Let's talk about the Murtaughs because we had a little bit of a B story going on with RJ. One, we're happy that RJ's back. We haven't seen him in a long time.
Yes.
But apparently he is MIA because nobody can find him in college.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, we find out that Dad, Raj, weekly donut drop-offs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would love that in college.
I would just love that in life.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's talk about Floyd, though. Can we talk about Floyd?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, Floyd gets the award for 2018 Lethal Weapon Super Homeboy Fail.
No, he's ridiculous.
From him not saying too much, he said so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
But I do think he was high, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
he
come
was
on.
extremely high.
So-
but that's no excuse.
Yeah. I agree.
He still just let it all slide. Like it was just, man.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was really
It
funny.
was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I mean, he just blew up RJ's spot all day.
Yeah.
He goes to the movies a lot.
I know, right? Honestly, to be honest, I thought, like you thought, I really thought he was going to be in there with a girl.
I wanted it to happen.
I look, he did too.
I just knew that was going to happen, but I was like, okay. Like, when he left, I was like,
See, as a person who's bisexual, the first thing I thought was like, oh, we're changing it up. And I was like, nope, it's not happening. That would be, because I would love to see Roger Murtaugh deal with the fact that his son might be gay or bisexual.
oh my goodness.
Can you imagine?
I could not
As a-
imagine.
as a-
I don't want to imagine.
Yeah,
Because
like-
I don't know how that will go. You see how he reacted this episode with just dropping out of class. So,
Yeah, I mean, again, we're a beautiful panel of color, and we are
okay.
beautiful. But we also know how pops
Melanin
are.
popping.
Okay.
But you also understand that melanin pops are not very good when it comes to their sons
I know.
and change,
Yeah.
just in general. But I was
That's
like
true.
ready for it for like a split second. I was like, it's gonna be a girl. Oh, it's a guy. Nope, not that kind of guy. We're just gonna skip forward. It's okay. But yes, we find out that he's not going to class. They finally call him in to, well, not call him in, but they have him come over and they want to talk to him. And also, can we talk about how he parent played RJ with like, oh, so how's advanced economics going?
Oh,
And he's
yeah.
like, everything's great.
He's like, I mean,
Honestly,
material's a
I
little
like
dry.
that though. I like that though.
That's
what I was
if I had a
saying.
kid, I would do the same thing just to see where your head is at and if you're gonna lie to me. Like,
I
how
was
far are
having
you gonna
PTSD as a teenager, like, oh yeah, everything's great. Really? Because I just talked to your teacher an hour
Right.
ago, and I'm like, oh well,
go? I know, right?
I'll just
Well,
dig
see,
up.
what had happened was,
Yeah, right. There's usually a lot of that, but that was really funny. But yeah, so pretty much he said that he's dropped all of his classes because he's deciding to drop out of college because it is too overwhelming. How did we feel about the reaction that the Murtaughs had towards RJ? Did you think that it was just of him to just step out, like completely walk out on his parents?
no.
Or do you think he should have sat down and told them right then and there, even though they weren't listening to him, per se?
Okay, from just the way I was raised,
Here we go. Here we go.
I can say that that would back when I was his age.
You know, 50 years.
That I don't know if that necessarily.
Back when I was.
Back when I was young. Sit down, chilling.
Your boy is seasoned, but I ain't.
You know, back in the day.
Back in the day.
Old. Anyways, but no, I don't think that would have flied. Like that wouldn't have flown. Like period. Like my dad would have. Yeah, no, he'd have snatched me right up and be like, "Nah, you gonna sit back down and we gonna talk." However, I do understand that times have slightly changed.
Yeah.
So I kind of get it, and I also understand that they weren't getting anywhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They were pretty much talking over each other, and they weren't hearing him. So, in order to diffuse the situation, he left.
Right.
So, and he wasn't necessarily rude about it. So,
Sure. Yeah. He just said we're done, and
like you guys aren't even listening to me right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not too mad at him about
Okay.
it. Normally I'm like, "What, boy? You better sit down, huh?" And I sound all
gonna
crazy.
have a hernia.
Like, Kels, how old are you? But I didn't really feel like that was necessary. I thought he handled it okay.
Okay. Good. Pietro?
Okay, so first off, where is he going? I mean, does he have a car?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. He had a car, and he took it.
Okay,
he
so
drove
let
it
me
to
just
college.
tell y'all this. Y'all know I'm a Southern girl. I'm, you know, my mama wouldn't have played that.
This is what I was
First
waiting
of all,
for.
it wouldn't have even been us sitting down talking about nothing, even though he doesn't live under the roof anymore. So it's pretty much like, okay, it's not one of those, okay, this is my house, it goes this way.
Right.
But at the same
still
time,
my
I do
child,
feel
though.
like
I'm
there's
paying
a
for
level
your
of
housing.
respect.
Yeah.
It's a level of respect that you need to always have for your parents. I still say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am.
Give me some.
And-
Oh wait, I don't want to block the camera. Oh,
There you go.
There you go.
I still say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and I'm 26. So it's just certain things you just don't do, especially when you know you're in the wrong. If you in the wrong, I'm just about to sit there and take it because I mean, at the end of the day, like you're not going to class. First of all, you're leaving. You don't want to hear this. You better sit. No, you're
allowed. This is a TV 14
I'm just
show.
like-
You can say.
I'm just
You
like,
know.
I don't agree with him leaving. That wouldn't have flown in my household either. And when I have kids, that definitely wouldn't fly.
And I'll say
Like-
this. Oh, not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Even though he cut me off.
I'll say, I said
what he was doing.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
In this day and age, I'm not trying to get jumped. So get replaced with another female. Like, oh, see, we had to exit Kelly.
Sorry, he's out.
He is officially gone
No,
now.
go ahead.
Okay. What I was going to say was another way he could have easily handled it was, and what I feel I would have done as well, is you sit there, you take it, and then you just when you think there's a good break, you say, okay, can I speak? Can I just kind of explain it to you? And then that's when you take the
But really and
opportunity to
truly,
explain your side.
What is there to explain?
Well,
You
no.
dropped out of
Okay,
college
but
and
hold
you're
on,
not
wait,
going to
though.
class.
Right,
Ain't nothing
right.
explain.
But no, he was later on. He was able to say like, I was overwhelmed, and that's legit. That I mean, not everybody just hits the ground running when they get to college and just bam, everything falls into
Well,
place.
let me tell you
College
this.
is a different beast than high school.
Yeah.
College is a different beast, but if you know you're gonna be overwhelmed, don't go in taking 6 and 7 classes. Take 2 or 3, like
I don't
he
think that
was
was his
doing
choice,
at
though,
first.
but I know what you
You
mean.
think
Yeah.
they really like scheduled him classes and stuff and did everything?
It depends
I
on the
don't think
school.
the
My
parents
did
did.
that.
I think it was probably a requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I went to school, when I was in, and the government was paying for it because I'm a vet,
Okay, babe.
I had to do full time.
Yeah.
In order to get my benefits, I had to do full time.
Well,
So-
you're in a different case, you know.
But I'm just saying it was either way, whether it's school mandated or outside funding mandated. Some institutions say, look, you got to go full time,
Okay, so I'm gonna be in the middle because
especially
I agree
with
with
him
both.
living in the dorms.
Yeah.
I was about to get there, but go.
Yeah. So I agree with both. I feel like that. Yeah, he probably was overwhelmed because the fact that one, we already know what his parents are like. We know how Roger is. He probably went over to that school, probably talked a bunch of stuff, and probably helped him get into probably higher classes. Also, the fact that probably his grades were probably really good in high school, so they're gonna try to put him in
honors courses,
something like that in college.
stuff.
That's why he was in advanced economics, because he probably did really well in economics in school. I know that I did that for a little bit before I went to art school. Was that because my grades were so good, I got put into all these advanced classes and I hated it. But I didn't drop out. I just kind of sucked it up, and then my parents realized, oh, you're not doing well. What's going on? But again, I grew up in an Asian household. That's completely different. So you can imagine
Asian
how I was getting C's, and they were like, "Oh, so you want to die? That's what you want?"
So
And I was like, "Sorry."
you want death.
Yeah, that was pretty much what it was. It's like you either get A's or you die. Like those are the only
That's
options.
see how
it's
my
like-
mom was though. When it came to grades,
Yeah.
C's were not allowed. C's were average, and you're not an average student, and you're not an average child.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
I remember the year there was a period where like I did my 3rd grade year with my dad. And
Oh,
I
boy.
remember that first report card, because I was always a class clown, obviously.
Oh, really?
Y'all ain't surprised.
No.
Talk too much.
God,
never stayed to
I would have
see.
never picked you for that.
Anyways, so I did my 3rd grade year with my dad, and I remember that first grade card I had, like 1 or 2 A's and a bunch
or
of
2.
C's. So I remember my mom called me and she was like, okay, so you got your report card. What is it? And I'm telling her, and she's a C. And I'm like, but mom, it's okay. My dad said it's cool because it's, C's are average. And I got that whole lecture, and she's like, and when I see you, I'm going to beat your ass. And I knew, and then I remember that weekend, my dad was like, all right, you got your backpack, take it to your mom's. I'm like, oh,
No, it's okay.
Can
How about I
go-
stay here
can I
for
go
a
I
next
kind of think
weekend?
it should be like that with guys though, because for some reason I just feel like what I've learned thus far in life, you should raise your guys, your boys differently. Like I do feel like you should be tougher on your boys. Like I feel like the Murtaughs realized at the end, but it's just like I feel like you should be tougher on your boys, because if not, they're gonna go through life thinking that everything is going to be taken care of for them, or things are going to be handed to you, or no, you need to know what it's like to you need to be tough on them.
Yeah, and I like that
Like-
they brought that up too in the episode. They're like, maybe we were too supportive. Again, weekly donuts, and the fact of I love
much.
that moment when he missed the bus and his mom took him to class. I was like, that never happened. My mom's like, you missed the bus? Too bad. You don't have to walk.
Figure it out.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Exactly.
I was like,
But
wow.
you know what? We sit back and we think about times like that. But you really have to appreciate little things like that, because it
Yeah.
makes you a better person.
It
now,
really does.
Those
I
little
hated it in that
things-
moment, though.
Yeah, but it taught me to
but
be
it
tough.
makes you,
Yeah.
exactly.
It also
You
makes you
understand.
right. It
calves
also
of
gives
steel,
you
too.
the a better understanding of consequences.
Yes, I learned that quite a bit.
And I also just want to
I was
throw,
like, yeah.
Girl.
I just want to throw this in there. Moms, don't just leave being tough to the fathers.
Yeah, no.
I was low key.
Mine was the opposite.
I was low
My
key.
dad was a softie.
Nothing against my dad, because my dad can handle his too. But I was low key probably a little more afraid of my mom. My mom was and is still no joke.
Okay.
Yeah, I love you, Mom. She's mad at me right now. Like,
Mom.
like 28. Like, sorry.
Why you mad, Mom?
But
I love you.
I know. Sorry.
I'm
But
a
yeah.
married woman. I'm grown.
I know. Yeah. It's just like,
I'm a
sorry.
married woman. I'm
Yeah.
grown.
Yeah. No, I'm still like deathly afraid of her. I made her mad during New Year's. That was a bad idea. We don't have to go into that. Anyway, so the fact that they were having a moment of looking at them, but the fact that they said that they were bad parents, I was like, no. Your kid,
Yeah.
you've hit that mark. Your kid survived to the age of 18. He's
Yeah.
in college. Okay, sure, he's not doing well, but this
he
is where
made it to college.
yeah, that's huge.
That's
Most
an
kids usually don't go that
No.
far.
And I don't like the fact that they were asking, like, how do we mess up so badly?
No.
It's like, you have to understand that although I'm not a parent, at the same time, it's like, even when I, like, did wrong, it's like, that has nothing to do with the parenting.
No.
Like, at some point, you grow up, you make your own decisions. It doesn't have anything to
And
do with
he's
parenting.
and he's legally an adult. Doesn't say that he makes adult decisions, but he is at that point now. You're like, no, you gotta figure it out. This is the time. And we got that at the very end. They tried to make bullet points. They were trying to think of a plan. They were very excited about
They
it.
were ready to
Even
go.
then, I was mad at that because now,
Why?
because it's like, because I feel
Why?
like it's like you're mapping it out for him to figure it out,
okay,
and
but-
it's like I'm with it to a certain extent as far as, okay, as a parent, I'm not gonna put you out on the street. You have a place. Your home is always your home. But if you always mapping stuff out for him, like, okay, so this is what you're gonna do. he's going to be looking for that plan or that go-to every time he gets in situations because he doesn't know what it's like to make a plan himself and figure stuff out.
Or something. Okay, I get that, and I agree. I concur. However, in some situations, and again, when you're 17, 18, you don't. Not every kid at that age has a plan. So sometimes I don't feel like it's a bad thing to have to kind of help nudge and say, look, here's what we think you should do, and then kind of guide them, because at that it's still okay to guide them.
That's true.
You know, so I didn't think that was bad on their part, because at the end of the day, when you become a parent, you don't know everything, and you are still kind of figuring it out, and low-key you're winging it in a lot of situations, because everything's going to be different to a certain extent from how you were raised in the situations and how your parents handle it.
That's true.
So I digress. I don't think it was a bad thing.
I'm on the fence. Like I said, I think it was okay as parents, but at the same time, in his situation, I want them to be tough on boys.
No.
I just want them to be tough on boys.
I'm with you on both occasions there, because the fact that one, as the oldest and the only female in my entire family as of right now, that pressure. I don't even want to get into that, but it was different. Oh God, it's awful now that I have a ring on my finger. But the fact that now it is to the point where my brothers were when they were growing up, they were very lax. Like, my parents didn't really do that for a while, but for me, I got all the tough love.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if it was just because I was the only female, so they're like, you have to work twice as hard, so we're going to treat you as such, or the fact that there's two boys, they're like a year apart, like they're always going to have each other, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, Mom. Anyway, so, but I agree. I think that it's good to go, hey, this is what we were thinking. Do you have a plan, or are you going to go with ours?
Yeah,
like one of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
And that's kind of how my parents have always taught me. They're like, this is what we have. You're already an adult. We know that you can either choose to do this, or you need to figure it out.
Yeah.
Those are your only options. It was like an ultimatum. And it worked out, clearly. I'm still here, alive, I think. But anyway. But I love that RJ was able to get to the same exact plan that his parents wanted.
Me too. That really took a lot of stress off of them. And you can tell, because they're like, okay, we got this. Like, and that made them proud to know that he actually...
I was just impressed.
I was like, tearing up.
My dog.
I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful.
Like...
And it was a good plan.
That was a good plan.
Is the fact that he's not going to go to a UC school.
He's going to ease his way in.
Yeah, take your time.
I understand that.
It was nice. And the fact that he's going to help out around the house. They get to save a little bit of money. He's making a little bit. And he got a refund.
He said he was going to talk about getting the refund.
I know, but at least he thought about it.
Thought about it. It's the thought that
major.
counts.
Because I would think a 17 or an 18-year-old would never even think about that, because at that time you don't know where money's coming from if you haven't actually worked for it.
And I do appreciate the fact that, I appreciate the fact that he want to start at a community college first or local college, because you find kids and even grown-ups sometimes just rushing into college, and you go through college not knowing what you want to do, flunking classes, or majoring in something you would never use a degree for.
Exactly, and then you change majors a bunch of times. You waste money on that.
Wasting money. So, like he said,
super
to figure
senior.
it out. I had so many of those.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I knew so many of those people in my class. Like, I thought you should have graduated like 2 years ago.
Yeah, what are you, 40? Like, what are we doing right now? Get out. But I'm happy about that we got that resolved. That was awesome. And speaking of more parenting, we'll go into Riggs a little bit, because of the fact that it kind of was sprinkled out through the episode.
Yeah.
So Riggs is obviously trying at 120, 30, 40, 50, 200%, trying to be the best father that he can be. It might not be the most intelligent way to do it, because he's just kind of pushing all of, like, love me, here, I'm going to buy you a puppy, I'm going to do everything for you. And I'm not saying it's bad, but because he doesn't know how to be a father, because he had a very terrible example of it, it's tough on poor Molly, because she's like, you can't do this. I have been raising this kid pretty much by myself. You can't just take all of the things that I tried to teach him and then ruin it because you want to give him the world. Like, we have to be partners on that, which we talked about, which is his communication is rubbish.
Yeah.
So we know that Molly and Ben and him are trying to work things out. They bought him a dog, named him Chuck Norris, and then he goes missing. When he talked to Cahill about the fact that his father called him, because we're still on that, and that he wasn't trying to be his father, do we think he was going to relapse? Like, maybe have a moment of what his father did to him? Not hurt Ben in any way, but maybe yell at him or anything of that nature? No?
No,
Okay.
I never thought that because Riggs, I feel like throughout all the episodes, we were just learning more and more about Riggs, and Riggs, it's almost like he's learning more about himself as the episode go on.
Sure.
And I feel like he's striving so hard to not be like his father because he knows what it feels like, that he's doing everything in his power,
Right.
you know, to make the kid feel happy, like in every situation. And sometimes it's not the right time to do that.
How did we feel about him promising 100%, those are his words, not ours, that he was going to find this dog and get him back?
I feel like it was a rookie mistake. And it's a rookie mistake being that he's coming into this situation as the boyfriend, and he's ultimately trying to, not that he hadn't already won Ben over, but he's ultimately trying to
keep it that
win
way.
Ben over, you know, whatever. And I just felt like, you're setting yourself up for failure, but you know what? I bought it hook, line, and sinker. Because he said 100, I was like, yes, he gonna get Chuck Norris. Everything's gonna be right in the world.
Yeah.
But I do feel like he was gonna go and buy another puppy. Though.
I thought
And
he was too.
That's always like, okay, he can
goldfishes
do that.
and things
He
like
can
that.
go-
Is it wrong if you buy the
I
exact
don't
same
think-
puppy?
I don't think so. If
I
the
and
don't
then
kid
be
is
like,
so.
I got Chuck Norris.
If
I
the
don't
kid
think
is young
so.
enough, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
The kid will never know the difference. I know it sucks because obviously when you're a child and you know that your parents lied to you, it's a big deal, which we'll get to.
That's something that you just don't ever release. Like, you never
Yeah?
tell that. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be like, you know, that one time when Chuck Norris went missing. Yeah, we bought another one looked just like him named Chuck Norris.
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah.
as far as the kid ever releasing.
Oh,
Forgive Me.
no. I remember as an adult when you find out things later, you're like, what is this madness? But I feel like when you're a child, if you find that out, it's just like, you know, it breaks your
Yeah.
entire being. But we found out, because Molly called Riggs, that it wasn't the fact that because he ran off, but it wasn't that he got ran over by a car. It wasn't the fact that he got snatched or went back to the adoption place. We found out that his neck was broken, like snapped.
That's intentional.
Yeah.
I just can't understand what human being would feel okay after doing something like that.
I mean,
Like-
clearly we already know that Riggs' father, which, you know, if you haven't watched the episode, spoiler
He
alert,
couldn't do it.
that the fact that he's the one that, well, he hired somebody to kill
Yeah.
this dog because he's trying to get Riggs' attention, which I was like,
Cold-blooded.
you couldn't find a different way? Why did the dog have to suffer?
Because I just feel like his father is trying to do everything in his power not to make sure that Riggs isn't living a happy life. I just feel like it's misery loves company type thing.
Yep.
So it's like, I'm in here, I'm devastated. We went through all this stuff together in our childhood. You're never going to be happy, and I'm going to make sure of it.
Yeah.
And it's almost like if I was Riggs, I would totally move. Like,
Yeah.
just like get out of here because he will forever hunt him.
Well, that's where we're getting to, because the fact that he goes back to Molly pretty much, he kind of beat around the bush, but he pretty much told her that, like, I'm leaving and we can't do this, which I know Kelly had some words about that, so you can go ahead, speak your piece before we get into the case part.
Here's the thing. Now, and Pietro, you
let me
had
get that soapbox out.
you had a great statement when you said, like, it sucks, but I understand, and I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but you said, like, I understand why men do that when they do that. And I get it. However, I feel like this is one of those times when we need to put on our communication hat. And then you explain to her why, instead of just being vague and, sorry, I put you in my mess.
You know what that's called?
Oh,
Maturity.
it is. I just felt like they are at a point in their relationship which I'm all in for. I'm here for some Molly and Riggs.
Really?
All day.
Wow,
Give
I
me Molly
am
and Riggs all
surprised. Sir,
day
freaking
long.
surprised.
Really?
Anyways, yes. But I just simply felt like this was something that, while he didn't necessarily have to reveal everything about the dog and all that. He could have just simply said, look, there's some stuff going on that I need to deal with right now. So we just need to take a little bit of a break.
That
Sure.
way she
Don't burn the bridge that you might need to cross back over, homie.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like, Molly was a good girl. You know, you had a good thing. And I understand, like, he wants to protect them. But you don't have to burn the bridge in doing it.
Well, see, you're. This is coming from a man that's clearly been in relationships before. You know how
What? I don't
to
know what you're talking
appreciate it.
I'm joking.
You know how to appreciate it. You're
Right.
more mature. This is Riggs,
At
who
times.
doesn't really know.
I know,
moments.
but I understand what Pietro's saying. The fact that you understand that you have to sit there and talk.
And
Yeah.
communicate. He's not thinking like that. In his mind, his one-track mind is, I don't want to keep hurting her. My father is the reason she's gonna keep being hurt. I got to get out of here to help her. So
Yeah, no, and I'm with you, Kelly, on that, because the fact that one, it sucks, but at the same time, this is Molly. She's not some random girl that you
she has history. She knows all about him.
She knew about the fact of what his father is capable of, the fact of what happened. It was her lover who killed him or supposedly wounded him, at least in this point, of the fact that we know how much of a terrible person he was. All you had to say was, Molly, my dad's back. He's trying to do something. I can't be around you because I don't want you to get hurt.
And
period.
I
Bye.
just feel like
Holla at you.
I feel like Molly knew. I mean,
Maybe she knows. Yeah.
That's how I feel, and I feel like Molly knows what she was getting herself into when she started pushing herself on Riggs, because Riggs wasn't.
And I
feeling her.
liked that because Riggs was scared at first, but Molly's like, no, I know what I'm getting into.
I want to,
I want this.
Yeah,
Right.
and she did. She definitely did.
And
You need to get this.
Oh.
I mean, have we seen how Riggs looks? We get it.
So-
But yeah, I understand, and it sucks, but I understand where you're coming from, where it's like, I'm happy that he's like, you guys are too important to me.
I just
I
don't
gotta
want to
back
keep
up.
seeing. I hate to see women in general just keep getting hurt for the same thing over and over and over. That could be prevented, and he knows he's the cause of it, and he's gonna be the cause of it. No matter if he's loving her and doing everything he has to do, he comes with baggage.
Yep.
And you can't ignore that.
But she said, I like your mess.
I
And
mean,
that's
true.
why she's gonna
So,
be in
and
it.
I
Yeah.
feel like,
No, she's gonna come back.
even though, right, Molly isn't gone, we're not done seeing Molly and Riggs. They're going to work it out. I am hopeful of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's talk about that funny money.
Yes, I was like, let's jump into it. So, so the reason why I didn't jump into the case first was because the case, at least the story around the case, was kind of meh to me in this
And
episode.
we always jump into the case first, so I like.
I wanted to change it up. I wanted to start with our leads.
I mean, the case is kind of not even.
Yeah. So what we start with is obviously counterfeit money. Some guy gets shot, he falls out of a window. These kids find, hundreds, like just $100 bills, all in a bag. I mean,
Rich.
and they're teenagers. So you're like, oh, yep, that money is mine. We're leaving. We're gonna do a thing. So we find them in a hotel. They've obviously used the money, even though we know it's counterfeit. We got a very friendly face in this episode, who's playing Agent Peterson. If you have never seen Ghostbusters,
Winston.
you need to get with it. But yes, he played Winston in Ghostbusters, so check him out.
He's also
awesome.
the guy with a terrible accent in Congo.
Oh!
Yeah, he
Wow, I completely forgot about that. I have to
didn't.
rewatch
Yeah.
that now.
Nothing against Ernie Hudson.
No,
Ernie
he's
Hudson
great.
is the man. He is the man.
He's
and he-
always
He
playing.
really does
Yeah.
play different characters. He does. He is very capable of range, but he will always be Winston to me.
Of course.
Because Ghostbusters is my movie.
Yeah, my jam. So he obviously shows up because he's the guy that you call when it comes to the big jobs, especially when it comes to counterfeit money, because that's what he was doing. And of course, Murtaugh is extremely not intimidated, but he's annoyed and intimidated at the fact that this guy who's very famous, a movie was made.
Feels threatened.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that entire scene of him talking about that story and Murtaugh kept interrupting, I was like, boy, shut up. Like, let him just talk.
Yeah.
This is not your time. Just back up. But when they went to the hotel to find those kids, I love that you and I picked up. We're like, said he was going to take care of the lobby, and then when that kid went through the lobby, he wasn't there. I was expecting him to save the day.
Right then when we discovered that, I knew, I'm like, okay, it's something going on, because
dirty.
he literally
Dirty.
he said, stay in the lobby. Where are you?
Yeah.
So-
Because again, I was expecting him to save the day, and
And he-
Murtaugh would be upset, and then we'd move on from there.
And also, he was the person that told them where they were. Oh, they're upstairs in the suite. So he knew everything.
Something. Yeah. So obviously the kid named Ty ends up running off with the money. Oh, go ahead.
Can I just interject?
Yeah.
Okay. So we had Floyd, who was a super homie fail, and then we had
Oh yeah.
we had
I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his friends' names, but
Yeah.
we had Ty's friends who at that
Oh,
point
yeah.
did the super. There was like, what other person?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Also, no
I
habla
know what you're
inglés, and I was
talking
like, what?
And then let their homeboy escape. That, my friends, is how you rock. You support your homie.
Until we got back to
money gets involved, and then you
Yeah.
rat him out.
Yeah,
Like,
we had him, or his homie was like, I'm not gonna tell you anything. $100 bill. His name's Tyson.
another $100 bill.
Yeah, another $100 bill. His last name's Hill. Okay, I need an
Another
address.
$100.
I don't know where he lives. He's a foster home. Okay, another
Where can I
one,
find him?
Tell me where he's at. And I was like, wow, that was easy.
All on counterfeit money.
Right.
Because
Not
he
even the
knew-
real deal.
Well, I mean, nobody else knew that it was counterfeit, but I mean, I understand where you're coming from because I'm like, that's $400. I could use that for a lot of things, but at the same time, I'm like, but your homie's gonna be in jail.
Right? Like, so
Is it enough?
the homie.
Is it enough?
Stitches get stitches.
And so we move on from there. We found out there's a lot more going on in this. Again, this is where it got confusing. We had a girl who was the lady who made the plates to make the counterfeits, which we didn't even get a name for her. She was just some blonde in a wheelchair, which I know
Wendy.
her,
We'll call
which is
her
really
Wendy.
cool. And we find out that her partner, which I think his name is Paul Mason, was the one that died, and it all went to hell from there. And I was just like, okay. And is that it? Okay, well, we found out that somebody really wants it because they want to start making. They gave them $50,000 to get the plates so they can make more counterfeits. That's all I remember from that. After that, it was mostly a chase between Ty and Agent Peterson's people. That was it.
Which it was kind of weird to me during the chase why Riggs was trying to be so much of a father figure to him. Maybe he saw a lot of himself
Well,
in
he did.
Ty.
He did say that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but at the same
Came out of
time,
nowhere.
you're a cop. Like,
Yeah.
this kid is clearly, like, doing crime.
Yeah.
So,
Also, do we not arrest our blonde?
Right.
for
like,
the
we
counterfeit
just-
money,
blonde bombshell with
that's
the
what I
fake
was
money?
thinking.
No, we didn't see that.
they
They
never-
never.
they
I'm
never
just
did
saying,
anything
like,
to
did
her.
I miss something here? Like, they
I don't
just
know.
came in, asked a few questions,
And then we got
left.
and then next scene, and I was like,
Mind you, and she's actively working on making some new money.
And telling you
that
what's
she
going
did it.
on.
I don't know. I'm going to assume that they arrested her because there's no way.
And then not only that, but then at all these interactions with Ty, and no one ever just
Nothing.
No one made an attempt at that point to take the money.
In fact,
Yeah.
Riggs was so into him, he's like, let's sit and enjoy the moment. And hey, you
Here's
want
some
something
sandwiches.
to eat? And, like, let's just sit down. Like, what
was
is
weird.
going on?
The
He
pacing
was
was
doing
weird.
the good. He was doing the good cop, and there was no one there to be the bad cop because Roger was stuck with.
This was
Earl.
such a
with
weird
with
episode.
RJ and Peterson.
Overall, this was a weird episode. It didn't get good until the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that last
That's
5
how
minutes
I
was
feel.
so good. But anyway, so we found out that Agent Peterson's the baddie. He's the one that he's about to go into retirement. He realized he has no money.
because he made a bad IRA investment.
Yeah, which it
With his
happens.
401k.
You know, it
But
happens,
come
especially with someone
on.
who's in a job
you do
like
it
that.
like that, though?
I mean, I'm assuming it was probably back in the day. Thought that was gonna make a lot of money, and then it
Yeah.
just all went to
and
crap
then,
from
and
there.
it's like after you get to a certain age, you're like, damn, do I really want to work until I'm like 80?
But you go out like that?
I'm not
No.
co-signing.
Oh no,
I'm just
I don't
saying.
think he did that. He did not think that through. But he was like, "Oh, who else knows crime better than I do? Because I used to solve it. I'll do it." No,
Right.
it never works out that way. Also, his lies were terrible. Oh, he
Terrible.
jumped out of the trunk.
He took my phone.
Took my gun. He put a. I was like, why did he take your gun if you already had a shotgun? Your story doesn't make sense.
Well, okay, first off, why did you put your phone on vibrate, homie?
Yeah.
Not even vibrate,
part.
silent.
Silent. Turn it off. Like you didn't even need it
Something.
on. Oh my god. I don't think he thought that he was gonna call his phone. I'm like, this dude is a detective. It's not some beat cop. It's not a traffic cop. He's gonna be like, oh, hold on, let me just check on my son. I just want to see what he's up. Oh, look at that. Your phone's ringing. Oh my god. It was so frustrating.
And he was still so slow that Raj had to drop on him anyway.
yeah.
Like he was able to put his phone away and then still.
Pulled out the gun. I was just like, what is happening? And so, obviously, Riggs goes to run after Ty, which he did a lot of because Ty found out that he lied because Riggs was trying to relate to him. But
said,
there was
"I
a
don't have a
misunderstanding because he said he didn't have a family, but he actually does. Ugh.
Kinda.
Yeah, so it was a lot. It was just a lot of just questions. I was just throwing out
Yeah.
question marks. I was just like, why? Why are we doing this? And then they were about to get hit by a train, which you were like, that was really last
that
minute.
was horrible. Like, the train was, like, way down there, and they're going towards the
just
train, and,
slow
like,
down.
right
How they going
before,
again?
like,
How they going?
and, like right before the train comes, then they hop to the side. I'm just that was so dramatic.
Pause. Time out.
So
Because
dramatic.
I want to say there was a similar scene in Money Train.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Basically, there was that little pocket area, that little cubby type area for them to get into, so that they wouldn't be in the direct,
Yeah, I was thinking of like Independence Day.
Way of when they ducked into
Why
their.
did it take so long to get there?
I don't know.
Because they were a little bit further away.
No, but
because
they could have ran.
He was pursuing him. However, I'll say this.
He pushed that boy so late.
So late.
He was looking at
and
the
he's
train,
just trying
he
to
was
make
like-
up any excuse and exception for him. Come on.
I'm gonna leave it up to TV drama.
He had a soft spot for him because he could relate.
Lord,
at the end of the
it
day-
shouldn't have been on the track in the first place.
Exactly.
You're like, hey, can we talk about this up
On
on
the
the platform or something?
No,
Why do
man,
we-
because you lied to me.
Right.
You said
I was
you
like-
have a family and you did. You got a
was
wife
so-
and a dog and a kid, man.
And I was like, children.
You got a wife and a dog and a kid.
Oh my god, no, it was perfect. But that's pretty much how it sounded
No,
in my head. I was just like, wow, you are a teenager. But yeah, so obviously Ty's gonna be living with his friend, which that quote was amazing. Yes.
I wrote it.
Go.
Family's overrated. Friends are better because you can pick them.
Boom.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
That was the one.
And I love
It
that.
was.
That was the one.
And I love that last
Shout out
line
to
of
Kel's
like,
California family.
they
And
can
that's the
become a family.
truth.
Yeah, and they can become your
I
family.
have so many friends that are best friends that are like sisters and brothers to me, and they're closer to me than my
Cosign.
family.
Yeah.
Cosign.
No, especially because the fact that if you ever have problems with your family, you know who to run to, and you can stay there. You can go through. I mean, and it's also that's really nice of his friend's parents to like adopt him, kind of.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. Most families would be like, you know what, you could just come over though. I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to like legally take care of you,
Yeah.
but
Just
you're
don't
welcome to
open
come
our
over for dinner.
space.
And that's
you
so
know,
true.
pot of
I
mac
don't
and
think
cheese,
people
you know?
ever think about it. You really can't choose your family.
You
like
can't.
they're just
That's what you got.
you're
That is what
just
you're
with
born
them.
into. Mhm.
You're just with them.
Yeah, but you can always choose the right group of people.
Yes.
It's great. And I
Yes.
loved that quote. And it
Me
really
too.
really showed when we got the last scene which got us, which was when Riggs saw his dad in jail and was like, "When you get out,
I'm
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 gonna
going to kill you." I was like,
And I'm like, okay, Rick.
Yeah.
Kill your pappy.
That's
Yeah.
Kill your pappy.
"Do it. Do it." But yeah,
That's
it
the
was
one
great.
time I don't feel bad. Like that's the one time. 'cause
Oh, no.
Usually,
He killed a puppy. What a piece of crap.
forget even the stuff that he went through in his childhood, and he's
Yeah.
continuing to.
Go ahead.
Sometimes
He's been trying to
Pops out.
manipulate him.
Take Pops out.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve to be. And the fact that he was just like, "Oh, I was just trying to get your attention. I really needed you to get over
right,
here." I was
and
like,
for what?
why
What
are
do
you
we
still
have to
alive?
talk about?
Nothing.
Right, but see, and that's what I wish we would have gotten to see because it looks like the way they ended is that's pretty much how that conversation is going to end.
Yep.
I do want to know what was so important that he wanted to get him down there.
Yeah, he's
It
killing
could
things.
not have been just to verbally.
I'm sorry. I
abuse
think that was
him
it.
to manipulate him.
No,
It
there's
has to
something
be
he needs something.
Exactly.
He probably has cancer or something and want to tell him or all that stuff. But this is the one time I don't have any empathy because
Oh, no,
no.
that man is
Zip.
terrible.
Zilch, nothing. I don't care. I'm
Shoot
like,
him
you can
in the
die on
face
cancer.
twice.
I'm like, die alone in solitary. I don't give.
Pop, pop,
yeah.
double tap in the
Yeah,
face.
I'm fine with that. I mean, no, he did get tapped in the face, and he still lived.
Okay, but just I'm gonna need Riggs to go ahead and just
No,
handle that.
like 8 or 9 bullets. I don't even care. Use up the whole mag. I don't even care at this
Throw a
point.
crossbow in the mix.
He's a terror. Yeah, no, all the weapons. Throw some knives in there, some shuriken. I don't care. Anyway, but we see in the next episode that looks like Murtaugh's having a little bit of trouble trying to be an authority figure because he wants to be captain, because he wants to get a promotion, probably because RJ's living at home now and he's like, I have to use more money now because I thought I got rid of one and now he's back. So
Shout out
totally
to
see
Kevin, real quick, aka Captain
yeah.
Avery,
for
Oh yeah,
for,
Fetty Wap.
for correcting Bowman on Fetty Wap.
Fetty
And
Wap.
he said it right. He was like, "No, that's Fetty Wap."
yeah.
First off, but again, why was my man buying CDs?
Oh yes, we were talking
that
about
was
that.
terrible.
We were like, "What happened here? Why did it show up on your credit card statement that you bought his
I've
album?"
never had not
Unless he
one
tried to.
CD that I've ever purchased in my life or digital music purchase show up on
With
any
the
of my
artist name.
statements.
Can you imagine?
With the name of the artist.
He's like, "Oh, the Beyonce songs
Right,
or all the
right,
Taylor
right.
Swift songs." You're like, "What's happening?" Your bank statement's just like, "It's all Taylor Swift." What's You okay? Like, do you need a hug?
That wasn't even her best album.
I know. What are you doing? We can't hire you. Your bank statements are awful. Like, but yeah, that was weird. But I also give up to him for saying that. I don't know why that was important.
That was so random.
But that was what you were saying in this episode, that there was a lot of random stuff that we didn't need.
So
like
random.
the ticket to Albuquerque that he gave it to that old man, but wrote his name was.
Why? It was.
It didn't need to happen. We could have cut a lot of that time down because this episode was long, and we usually don't feel the time.
They added more time.
Yeah, because there was a point where I'm like, oh, it's about to be over in a minute. And you went to get through the commercials, and it was like 29 minutes left. I'm like,
Really halfway through.
Not 29
how much
minutes.
longer did we have to go?
Oh my word! But anyway, so that was the episode. We love this show so much that when we see an episode that could have been better,
I just feel like they
Coming from a
rushed
place
it.
of love, y'all.
Yeah, man.
They
From a
rushed
place
it.
of
This
love.
must have been the holidays and
Something.
stuff.
I
I
don't know,
didn't
man.
think it was that bad. It was still entertaining.
Like I said, the last 5 minutes was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm just saying that last episode before break was really good.
That
So it
one
was
was
really hard to
They
do
left
it like
that one out with a bang.
Yeah, I was like, that filler episode really ruined me here.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm really excited for next week. I'm also glad that we're back, now that it's 2018 and we get to talk about the rest of the show.
Okay.
Oh man, and I can't wait to get more of the actors in because it's gonna be crazy filling out the
Yeah.
last part of the season for sure. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Don't forget, we did a giveaway over the break.
I forgot about
Nobody
that.
commented, nobody reviewed. We got
that's
nothing.
What?
Yo,
Guys, really?
if you guys don't want these autographed pictures, we'll keep them.
You know what?
These are for
Okay.
you.
I'm just saying, like, what's really good, because my
You know
mentions
what?
be blown up as soon as Tanya send out that picture. It's retweet, like.
Oh yeah, but I need you to
Mention.
The thing was, if you wanted the Scorsese or the Captain Avery, you had to like, subscribe, and comment on the video from last
And
week.
follow us.
Yeah, and follow us on Twitter. And if you wanted the Martin Riggs, it's an autograph.
It's
from
okay.
our
It's
main
okay.
dude.
Don't tell them nothing. We gonna take them.
Fine, that's fine. If you want to
Hey, I got my Keisha autographed picture on my
Okay.
fridge.
yeah,
Hello.
I know. I'm like, it's framed. It looks
Shout out to
beautiful.
Trish and the luxurious new hair.
I have
I know,
yours, by
right?
the way. It's at my house.
your hair
Yeah.
is luxurious
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. So either way, if you guys do want those autographs, if not, like I said, Tanya's like, you guys can keep them. Hell yeah,
Right.
we'll keep them. That
Right.
sounds great. But
Right.
you know it. You know where to find it. Find that last video. See the instructions. Try to get it. If not, it's all on you, y'all. Anyway, tell them where the beautiful people can find you on the internet.
Well, everybody, if you don't know, you should know. Chaos J, KAAOSJ on Twitter.
this.
IG's in the bio. Let's go.
Okay.
You weren't gonna say
Pietro
your
Ali-
phrase?
No,
I know, why you didn't do it?
Mm,
Oh,
okay.
he's switching up for
IG
2018.
It's chaos_oceans31 because I'm bringing you 31 flavors of waviness.
Thank
there
you.
you go.
Pietro and I were trying
Finally,
to do
I'm
that.
like, what? We couldn't get it right the last couple of episodes, so I need you to do it while you're here. Pietro Elise TV, you all know where to find me. I will be doing amazing things this year, so please, please, please follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a lot of great things coming up, and yeah, that's it.
Awesome. And you guys can find me all over social media at atorres890. That's ATORRES 890. I'm also trying to revamp my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing some really crazy stuff this
About
year.
to bring that bacon
Heck.
in effect.
Yeah, I mean, actually,
And
yeah.
I like baked goods.
Yeah, so it will definitely be a cooking show where I'm going to be cooking and baking, but I'm also going to be reviewing movies as I do it.
Nice.
So you guys can find out. It's going to be,
See, that's
yeah.
woo.
Yeah, doing the two things I
I'm just
love.
gonna come over.
I mean, you never know. I might
I'll
do
wash
it.
your dishes.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm working on it, okay? So obviously I'm trying to get it all together, but definitely tune
Yes.
in because you will see more of that as time goes on. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will
Thank
see you
you
guys
all.
next week.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.